Why would a team spend a whopping $425 million in 2019 to be part of Formula One, and then, despite winning the championship, end up earning just $420 million? It's a puzzling question that leads us into the intricate web of Formula One finances. In this video, we'll uncover how F1 teams make money, why they might face losses despite winning races, and what motivates different brands to be a part of the F1 journey. Let's take a closer look and learn firsthand how Formula One generates revenue in order to get the whole picture. The four main sources of revenue for Formula One are broadcast rights, race promotion fees, sponsorships, and upscale hospitality and merchandise. F1's owners, Liberty Media, have been instrumental in bringing the sport's worldwide audience closer to the masses, particularly through broadcast partnerships. At almost 40% of total earnings, TV rights are currently Formula One's largest source of cash. One major factor in this success has been the Netflix original series Drive to Survive. The contribution of 31% of F1's income is from race promotion fees. People who love auto racing always go to the Grand Prix that is held in different countries, which increases the excitement and brings great benefits to the host cities by means of tourism. One of the biggest contributors to income, 16%, which comes from sponsorship agreements, are various companies that want to be linked to the glamour and technology of Formula One. Lastly, the remaining 13.3% is composed of the premium hospitality, licensing, and the merchandising, which are supported by the exclusivity and luxury of the sport. When the 2022 season was over, these revenue streams reached an amazing $2.57 billion. Thus, the sum is again halved. One part goes to shareholders of F1, and the other half is distributed among the teams competing in the F1 Championship. In 2023, though not yet known how much the F1 teams will earn in total, the prize pot for the teams remains $2.2 billion. So, what is the reason why a team like Mercedes ends up with losses even though they were successful? Let us find the answers to this. First, we will take a look at the dark side of F1. Before 2022, the distribution of prizes in Formula One was in favor of the longer-standing teams. Teams of Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren were rewarded with handsome bonuses. For instance, in 2019, Mercedes made $61 million from the championship, while Williams earned only $13 million. This structure was not fair to F1 competition because the more cash you have, more money you pump into your car's performance, and eventually, a team with more money will win. Since the 2013 Malaysian Grand Prix, it was the big teams that dominated the podiums. This pattern broke only once when Pierre Gasly won the AlphaTauri at the 2020 Italian Grand Prix. But it wasn't just about who crossed the finishing line first, there was discrimination in the financial angle too. Ferrari, for example, was set to receive around $200 million, whether they won the Constructors Championship or finished second or third. In contrast, a less favored team like Haas would only get a third of that for achieving the same rank. Everything changed when Liberty Media took the commercial rights of F1 in 2017. They realized the existing financial structure was unbalanced and introduced the latest Concord Agreement in 2021. This new agreement was a game changer, reshaping how teams compete and how the revenue and prize money are distributed. Under this new system, the financial gap between the top and bottom teams have been significantly reduced. Even the championship bonuses, once exclusive to a few, have been diluted and made accessible to all teams. Previously, the first place team bagged a hefty 20% of the prize pot, while the team at the bottom got only 4%. Now, things are more balanced. The champion team takes home about 14%, and the last place team gets around 6%, narrowing the gap to about 1% per position. In 2023, according to the Concord Agreement, there are two main payments all racing teams receive from F1. First, there is a fixed bonus just for showing up and competing in the championships. In the past, this was about $35 million, but in 2023, all 10 teams hit jackpots of $9.9 million each. The second chunk of cash depends on where they finish in the championship. For grabbing the top spot, Red Bull pocketed a cool $140 million in 2023. Close behind, Mercedes bagged $131 million to secure second place, and Ferrari, trailing Mercedes by just 3 points, earned about $122 million. If we go all the way down, the Haas team, which was at the bottom of the points table, made around $60 million. These are the two main options, but there are more. Ferrari was granted a special bonus of 50 million euros for its status as a long-term team. Why did Ferrari get a special reward? The only team that has been in Formula 1 since the sport's beginning in 1950 is Ferrari, and millions of fans from all over the world support it. Just like a top actor can draw a crowd to watch a movie, Ferrari can also make F1 spectators come. Therefore, the other teams have come into an agreement that Ferrari should get some sort of reward for their celebrity status. Besides the Ferrari bonus, the rest of the team also has some bonuses. Only big teams like Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren have received it in the past. Williams too got $10 million as an ancestral bonus. Today, the Concorde system has changed. It replaced the old system with a new one, which awards teams based on their performance over the last 10 years. It functions as a bonus system. Teams get points for the top 3 finishes each year, 3 for a win, 2 for a second place, and 1 for a third. During a decade, they will be able to collect up to 60 points. This means if a team has cut 30 out of the maximum 60 points, they will get half a bonus. A team with 10 points, in contrast, would acquire a bonus of about 16%. This system tries to reflect both the long-term consistency and the recent performance. Besides earning from sponsors, F1 teams also make money from sponsors. F1 teams earn a lot of money by advertising just by putting logos on their cars. Companies get ideas to work with teams and put their logos on the cars for advertising, and these sponsorships vary in value. One example is Cognizant, who reportedly paid around $37 million for their sponsorship deal with Aston Martin. And the rumored sponsorship of over $300 million for over 5 years with Oracle Red Bull Racing. Usually, a team in F1 could have from 15 to 25 sponsors, and each sponsor pays to show the logo on the car. The sum that are paid depends on the performance of the team and its visibility. The fourth and final type of income for F1 teams is a specific kind of income called driver-linked income. This occurs when the driver pays a considerable amount to the team in return for a seat in the car. This includes the example of Lawrence Stroll, who financed his son Lance Stroll and the team, as well as the case of Lando Norris, who initially entered McLaren with backing from his father. Nevertheless, it is in the lower teams that this occurs as they are fighting for survival and revenue. After the revenue is raised through different streams, the next question is whether F1 teams are actually profitable. In order to understand this, we must take into account their outlays. These expenses fall into 4 main categories: R&D, salaries, production costs, and operational costs. Before 2021, the teams had no cap on spending. Mercedes spent a huge $425 million in 2019, though Hamilton won the championship. The team still lost $5 million in the hole, as their total earnings from the prize and the sponsorship were only $420 million. Seeing this, Liberty Media stepped in with a big change in 2021. They set a spending cap in the Concorde Agreement. Now, each team could only spend up to $35 million in research and development and operations. This cap didn't include driver salaries, the top 3 team personnel, marketing, or funds. The idea was to level the playing field so that all teams had a fair chance to compete. After this change, the big teams had to cut down their expenses, and this actually started to pay off. For example, in 2023, Red Bull won $140 million in prize money, which was $5 million more than they actually spent, making a good profit that season. Hence, teams which were losing money even before continue to race because Formula 1 is more than just a sport for car companies. It's a way to showcase and market their cars to the world. Teams like Mercedes, Renault, and Ferrari use F1 to market their road cars, and now they're starting to make money from racing as well with the newly introduced spending cap.